and Procul in the convergence of their contrapulsiveness. Can ye nae do her num? Asks Dolph to the Troubadour, suspecting the answer no. Why can't can you ninny? Asks Kev. Varium. Concoct an equo angular correlator. The boss's best bess is the proud of Mullingar, one, as Romulus and Remus went building Rome one day. On the name of the tizzer and off the tongs and off the mathematical tripod, it soon. Prope and Procul in the convergence of their contrapulsiveness. Can ye nae do her num? Asks Dolph to the Troubadour, suspecting the answer no. Why can't can you ninny? Asks Kev, 3 of the disordered visage, expecting the answer yes. 4. Single barrel names for double parallel tricksy twins. Nor was the knower long disappointed for easiest of Tisham. He was made by swines. Oh, tell it to we do, Sam. Well, 'tis oil thusly. The elements of geometry. First, mull a mugful of mud, son. 5. Like pudging a spoonfist of sugars into a soft spot of chocolate. Oh, glorious the virtuoso praise, oh lorem. What the DD would I do that for? That's a ghost's answer, you're forgiving me, he is told. What the devil would you do that for? 1. Will you walk into my wave trap, said the spider to the shy. Now, Snow Royal Road to Puddlin, take your muck for a first beginning. Big to bog, back to back. Any little mud which cometh out of man will do, by guess. Walsh your women that they're weirdest. A1. Amnium instar. And to find the locus for an alp, get a halt on her bearings as a prime O, and for a second O, unbox your compasses. I can, but are you able? Amicably nod. Do it. So let's set off between us. Promptly, mox your pistone at a point of the coast map, to be called A, but pronounced Alpha. There's the Isle of Moon. Ah. Oh, 'tis just. Bene. Now, hole in apple pine odra. 2. If we each could always do all we ever did. 4. Huss, Hiscus, Spirit Spires, Dolph, Dean of Idlers, meagre suckling of Girthstone, low Berkeley of Balbos boy, he too, Venite, Praeterity, 3. Dope in Canorian words we made, fish from the dock. Sine mora, dumque de entibus, nascituris de sensuus, in lingua romana mortuorum, parva chartula liviana ostenditur. Sedentes in letitiae super olas carnium, spectantes immo situm lucatiae, unde, auspicius secundis, tante consurgent humanis stirpes, antiquissimam flaminum amborium Jordania iam baptiste mentibus revolvamus sapientiam, totum tute fluvii modo mundo fluere, eadem, quae ex agere fututa fuere iterum inter audium fore futura, quadlibet sese ipsum per auditiam agnoscere contrarium, omnem demum amnem ripis rivalibus amplecti. 4. Berskish, Finican, Hungulash, and old Teen Taggle, the only pure way to work a curse. Recurrently, often, when him moved, he would take their chair, coached rebellium-tending mikes of his same and over his own quirage at Back Lane University, among of which Poodle Suaves the Pizdrule was pulled up, bread and battered, for a $1 $1, 1, an ounce worth of onions for a penny of Redford sobs, changing letters for them, vice o verse to bronze mots, and blending schemes for him in troubadours, and double-cressing twofold truths, and devising tingling tale words too, whilst, content that another would finish his sentence for him, he drew it with smile of egg ways, too, who brought us into the yellow world. Ned, he, to don't say nothing, would, so prim and pick upon his 10 ordinary lungles, trying to undo with his teeth the knots made by his tongue, retelling himself by the mat hour, long as he's brewed, a reel of funny ficts about the she, of Faust of all, and on second thoughts, and the thirds the charming girl of love, and fourth or more and filthily with bags from Oxfordtown, and bar accidents, and proper accidents, and hop the hill and Hexen shoes, in trying the whole damning letter. And in point of peace, when he landed in Ireland, Leinster, 3, because it's run on the mountain and river system of saved and solemn nuns, for the twice decaying time of Lipton's strongbow launch, the Lady Eva, in a tan suit of sails, 4, when all them allied sloopers was ventilated in their popo, and sliding down by creek and beak, stole snaking out to sea. He converted its natives, namesakes, young ordnans, Madeira heads, and old unwished peaty publicans, through the medium of knickknacks, with satiric zeal, by the math hour, long as he's brewed, a reel of funnish ficts about the she, of Faust of all, and on second thoughts, and the thirds the charm him girl of love, and fourth or more and filthily with bags from Oxfordtown, and bar accidents, and proper accidents, and hop the hill and Hexen shoes, in trying the whole damning letter. And in point of peace, when he landed in Ireland, Leinster, 3, because it's run on the mountain and river system of saved and solemn nuns, for the twice decaying time of Lipton's strongbow launch, the Lady Eva, in a tan suit of sails, 4, when all them allied sloopers was ventilated in their popo, and sliding down by creek and beak, stole snaking out to sea. He converted its natives, namesakes, young ordnans, Madeira heads, and old unwished peaty publicans, through the medium of knickknacks, with satiric zeal, to put off the Barcelonas, 5, they were plump and plumed and jellied and citizens and racers, and cinnamon-hued. From their peccaminous corpulum, gratings Mr. Dame, and kiss on their butts, master, as often as they came within bloodshot of that other familiar temple, and showed him the Celestine way to by his Tristar, and his flop hatflick, and his perihum-drum dum and num nostrums, that he learned in Himbuk 6, creeping Crawley's peatery parley, banished to his native Ireland from Erin under Ryan. And that same Gallo-Roman cultus is very prevalent up to this windiest of land of miseries, all over what was before books a land of nods, in spite of all the blute, all the bram, all the brawn, all the brile, that was shod, that was shat, that was shuck all the while, for our mass angry of mass hungry people. The Atwater works, 7, had our retrospectable fear father Gatch much catches? Still hold forward to their healing, and 1, that is to sight when cleared affections vulgar and decimating. By leave in the old waits down upon the Swanee, innovated by him, the French-shady propaganda, the chrism for the Christmas, the pillar of the parish and the rock of rail reality. And it is veritably belied, we beloved, that not all sods of the soup cans that's in the Queen's pottage post, and not all finds of green gold that the Indus contains, will over-induce them, hope he, to steeple change back once from their office worship, and twice on Sundays, to their ancient flash and crash habits of old Palestine, ere bean slewed cable. 2, they just spirit the body away. Or that hair, live wire, fired Benjamin Funkling out of empire, sin right-hand son, which, Hummel, having listed purefully to the interlooking and the underlacking of her 29 shifts, or his continental's curses, Hummel, apostrophized, burned, and flagged Cannings and Furnaces and Bill Hayeses and Ellerslie Hawks, Hawk, they, T-A, capital W, sick or whole, stiff or sober, let drop as a doom body drops, without another Oster of God's word either ways in their own lineal descendants, as Christo as Poddywhack, 3, potato pat it back, colon, 4, dumper, the misuse. And as we gang along to Giggle House, talking of Molyneux manias and missions for maids to scotch the slang and leather coats for Murty Magdies, of course this has blame all in that mediocre Uranian world to say, 2, blessed by point of the graces, his private judgments, 5, fox him, the leggy cub, when so to put it, disparito, dusbururo, desperado, despertio, or saving his presence for his own one friend, Beveridge, con the shocker on. But to return for a moment from the reptile's age, 6, do he not know that walls have had wars? Herring-man is meowking, this is modern time. To the coxswain on the first landing, page Aine Riviere, if the pretty Lady Elizabeth, Hotel de Ruine, she laid her bats be for him to trouvers tell love, on the Ides of Valentinos, at idleness floods area Isolade, lives lonely daughter, with the comestic yammy of Prima Vista, abroad, suddenly, and beauty alone of all dare say, when now, uncrowned, decepted, in what niche of time, 1, Macross Abbey, with the creepers taken off, is she, or where in the rose world trysting, that was the belle of La Chapelle, shapely Lizelle, and the peg of my heart of all the tumble, or on whose limbs to lay for semi-Cupid's eyes, now kindling themselves are brightening, 2, joke and jilt will have their tilt. Oh, she who then, 432 MP, old time to be precise, according to all 3 doctors' Waterburys, that was MacAuliffe and poor Macbeth and poor McGimley, with the ticky-ticks of the synchronisms all louchening, a time also confirmed 7 centuries later by the Potter medical Johnny, 4 old MacAdoo MacDonald, with notary, 3, old Mamadou Joram and Rod Rogerum, whose presence was required by law of divine foresight and decretal of the Doge, who, after the first compliments, 4, why have these pure-eyed blondes, those large flexible ears, made dark as daylight, gave him then that vantage of a Blinken soap's cuddle bath at her proper midst, if she then, the then that matters, but, seigneur, she could never have forefelt, as she yet will feel, when the love next breaks out, such a cool cold douche as him, the potterer, the 4 flights the charmer, doubling back in no time, 5, Pomeroy Roach of Portobello, or the wreck of the Ragamuffin, by when salt water he wash him these ice lands, oh, alors, to mount miss the woods of Fogloot, under that chemise de fer, and a vafry-proof name, Multa Lucy, would it wash, with a cheek white peaceful as, when shall say, a single professed Clare's, 6, no wonder Miss Dutch took the veils, and she descended from that hard block, he. And his wash, tub, and his diagnoser's lamplick, to cure where they were honest girls, to buy her in parjour, il you play, nunc and tunk, and for simper, and other dual mabornines in plurable numbers, from Arclo Wicklow to Love Super Luck, come messes, come mams, and touch your spot price, for 'twas he was the born suborner man, on behalf of an old established firma of winebakers, Lagrima and Gemity, later on, his craft ebbing, invoked by the un-Irish title, Grindings of Nash, 7, the bookly, with the russen's hat is the thumping, but I'm blowed if I know who the slave is doing behind the curtain. The one and only, unique bar none, of St. Ives by Land's End, Cornwall, man, ship me silver. It must have been, a terrible mavroom of on, to dynamite up the old Adam used to, such a finale, and that's flat as pot's fut, for who. The poor girl, a lonely Peggy, given the bird so insulated as Crampton's pear tree, she shall earn bitter bed by her sweet of her face, and short wonder so many of the Tom, Dick and Harry members, in all their obsequious ages of our democracy, tipped to console with her at her mirable grace windowed hut, 1, till the Ives of Nan, the O'Neills, and the O'Cranes, and the O'Hyans of Loughlanstown, and the O'Hollorans of Stany Batter, Holly boys all, bury right cool by, 2, 6 and 7 to be, in jewellery, and kicky shows, and mad ornaments, and that's not the finish of it, would it were, but to think of him, foundling and Nellies of the 2nd, 3, it's all round me hat I wear a drooping dido, also clipless, the best was still there if the torso was gone, where he did and when he did, retriever to the last, 4, had you ever thought of hitching your stern and being ordained Master Bootenfly? Here's me and Myrtle twinkling to know. Escapes my forget us now, was it dust covered, non de lieu, on laps or street on down, through, for, or from a foe, by with us on a friend at the rectory, Vicarage Road, Bishop's Folly, Papesthorpe, after picket fences, stone walls, out and inns or officers, for merry of falsehood whispered he to many a lillying earling, 5, to show they caught preferment, and to try to analyse that Ambo's pair of bracelines, a quarter-royan, trying to alarm all, 6, see the Freeman's cuticulatura by Fenella, of that Mitching Mitcher's bearded but insensible virility, and its Gaulish moustaches, damned and groany, into her limited, tough to be beat with, laps at the same slaps for toweling end, 7, just one big booty spot. In their delightful sex home, somehow at sea, little oily head, sloper's brow and prickled ears, as though he, a notoriety, a foist edition, were a regular rider neo-novine babe. 8, Charles de Simples had an inferiority complex before he died a natural death. Well, dear Mouy, and Granu, and Ve Vinctus, if that is what L'Amour, that of gentle breast red is intaken, seems circling toward out yondest, it's life that's all chokered by that batch of grim rushers. Heaven help his hindmost, and mark mo, if the so greatly displeased theorems in the St. Lubbock's Day number of that most improving of round shows, Spice and West End Woman, utterly exhausted before publication, India Pepper edition shortly, are for our indices, it begins to appear like it, are my pay, and there is no use for your pastoral preaching for to cheese it either, or praying fresh flesh-blood claspers of young Catholic throats on Huggin Green, 1, where beauty of the glass and bellows pumps the Rudgen General, to take warning by the Frispals, 5, by cows, because man, in short, is how he is, più la gonna immobile, and therefore they want it to do it. And you could peep inside the cerebralized saucepan of this air ill-winded good for nobody. You would see in his house of flotsam, was you, that is, decontaminated enough to look disgarner, what a jetsam litterage of convolvuli of times lost or strayed, of lands derelict and of tongues lagging to long a yams they o'er. Not only that, but searchlighting, beached, bashed and bushelled a la mer, far ahead into faturity. Your own convolvulized, tick-ninnig catman would reel to jazz fancy the novo taking place of what stale words while on were woven with and fitted fairly featly for, so. And equally so, the cream of the whole Faustian fustian, whether your Launas lightsome or your soul ad schwermood, it is that when as the swift shut scare eyes of our pupil teacher taught duplex will hark back to laugh to you silly-bellically, that though a day be as dense as a decade, no mouth has the might to set a mirror bound to the march of a land's maul. 2, matter of Bretagne and Brookfierce, in half a silb, half a salb onward. 3, what's Mulla cried Lord Wolseley, how me Aunt Maggie row. The beast of boredom, common sense, lurking gyrographically down inside his loose-eating SS collar, is going a whisk to you sternly how Plutonic love reacts twin platonic yearlings. You must, how, in undivided reality, draw the line somewhere. Narrator's note. The twins' marginal notes change sides here. End of narrator's note. Why my is likewise with his. Cos ist, your pawn. You make what name? And in truth the poor soul is between shift and shift ere the death he has lived through